Welcome back. We are playing BattleTech. Now I have completed all the priority missions in the main storyline campaign, so I am flying around the universe just having fun. One question people had in a lot of my playthrough, especially for the priority missions, is how are you bringing in so many assault or heavy mechs? Now to answer that question, I have run a lot of procedural missions in the game, and I'm not exaggerating here. I've run at least 80 procedural missions throughout my primary campaign or before I took on that last mission. And I did that because I have been playing in a self-imposed Iron Man mode, right? So you saw I lost Mockingbird. I had to live with it. I didn't reload or replay that procedural mission, even though a dumb 80-ton tank took out Mockingbird. So one question people ask are, how do you get assaults, and how do I do that if I don't already have this huge repertoire of awesome mechs and weaponry to get it? So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how you can get an assault mech by just deploying on a 5-skill mission by just deploying a heavy lance. So let's take a look and see what this looks like. We are going to fight a battle, Heavy Lure, on behalf of the Federated Suns against the compelling Confederation. Now, in the unlikely event we encounter an Atlas, so we have every mech in the game except, or salvage every mech in the game except a Atlas, a regular Atlas. We do have an Atlas from something else, which I'm not going to get into because I don't want to spoil anything. Now to make this even more difficult, we are going to bring our 2 Mechwarriors we're leveling up. You can see everyone else has 10s across the boards. These 2 do not. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring 2 catapults. Now so you guys can see here, these catapults only have LRMs because these are farming mechs. So I'm going to do 2 things here. How do you complete a 5-star difficulty mission, and how do you salvage a bunch of assaults? Alright, now for Glitch, who's our damage dealer, we are going to bring a Thunderbolt. I think a Thunderbolt's a dime a dozen. You have them everywhere. And here it has LRMs, a large laser, and some medium lasers. So we're not bringing that much firepower. And finally, this is the most firepower we will be deploying with, is our famed Black Knight. This, in my opinion, is the best mech in the game for its class. King Crabs and Atlases are fantastic, but quite frankly, if you gave me 4 Black Knights, I think that I could take out a lance of 4 assaults. Now we're going to prove it. I'm bringing 1 Black Knight and a Thunderbolt and 2 catapults because we're also trying to salvage assaults. So I'm coming in from the standpoint of saying, hey, I'm taking on higher tiered contracts, but I don't have the firepower yet. How am I successful? Darius, ever the concerned citizen. Careful, Commander. This drop looks like it might require more firepower than that. I recommend that we field some heavier mechs or hold off on this mission until we can find some. I agree with you, Darius, but we are going to test our mettle and see what happens. And I'll show you the strategy that I would implement on how to do this. Heavy Lure. Destroy enemy units. We're coming in with 4 heavy mechs. Now we're going to take damage, we're going to take injuries, and we're trying to get salvage. Alright, so we are in the valley. He's over there. Oh. Keeping everyone relatively close together, and I'll show you why here shortly. Let's see.
On the move.
So keeping them in a tight formation, close together. Now, I'll start talking about strategy here. We want to maintain our distance for as long as possible. We also want to make sure that we're using terrain to our advantage. Ah, a tank. Well, that's no fun. Hopefully they bring some assaults. So again, I'm shooting this live, guys. Like, I don't know what they do and don't have. So they have an 80-ton tank. We hate tanks. Or I hate tanks at least. Alright, Mr. Tank. We have a special surprise for you. A bunch of missiles. There's more where that came from. A whole hell of a lot more. Alright. There's nowhere I can position Shadowcoast that will help with that tank. So
stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace.
alright.
It's like enemy reinforcements.
90-ton mech, so we are gonna fight some mechs. Interesting. You're gonna reserve down a little bit. Now,
Good to go.
what we're gonna do here is start facing them, facing this 90-tonner, and we're gonna want to take it out.
Gotta lock. What do you need? Here we go.
Now we do want to kill this tank so we're not blindsided. We've put a lot of missiles on these catapults, guys. Like that's all they have. So if God forbid they ever run out of ammo, we would truly be screwed. Alright, so the battle is going to get interesting when we start fighting the mech. Blowing up a tank is not that interesting. So we destroyed the enemy unit. I don't know why it's plural there. But now we're going to show you how to do it with a versus a 90-ton assault mech coming up. Again, we only have heavies. So the first thing we're going to do here is let it come to us. Now, he might have friends. He definitely has friends because they're doing something.
Yep.
So we want to be aware of that fact. So we're going to reserve down.
Waiting on you, Commander.
We are going to first vigilance Shadowcoast because we are placing him in direct line of sight of a 90-ton assault mech. And
Enemies detected.
yeah, Banshee. So 3 90-ton mechs. There's probably a 4th. And Jeepers Crow.
Engaging multiple targets.
He's our main damage dealer out of the group. He does have breaching shot, so I'm trying to put some damage on them. Elite Gladiator, that'll have 5 injuries. Outrider, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking 5 to 6 injuries.
I hear ya.
Now, This is the strategy, guys. We're knocking them down consistently and as much as possible to salvage them. So that was a little lackluster. I was hoping to cause a little more damage. You see what we're going to do here is we're going to use the map and the terrain to our advantage. We're staying mobile.
What do you need?
Now he's taking less stability damage because he's guarded. Yeah, 50% damage or stability damage reduced, which is annoying. That Banshee's making a move. He's gonna shoot at Shadowcoast, which is to be expected. Ow. We were hoping he missed because we had 4 evasion chevrons, but guess not. This guy's just standing there. He has bulwark, I think.
Warning. Detected.
Oof. Shadowcoast took the head injury. I should have put a cockpit mod on him. And what else is that? Whoa, okay, 4. 90, 90. 490 tons versus our ooh-wee, guys. Alright, so here's the deal. It's gonna be very difficult. That was a waste of a vigilance. We still want to put some damage on them because these guys are getting really scary. And a miss. Can't be doing that. And I'll show you our strategy on how we're going to handle these 4 even though we are severely under leveled. Now
Heading out.
I don't like anyone on Twitch want us to focus on one of them? Anybody? Gonna vote for the Highlander. Well, we have 2 Highlanders. Alright, you guys want the Highlander? We'll try to salvage the Highlander. I'm not gonna salvage all of them because that'll take way too long, and quite frankly, I don't know if we'd physically be able to do it because they'll eventually just do more damage than we can handle.
What can I do for you?
Alright, so what I'm gonna do here,
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
we have this nice mountain between us, so you have to use the terrain to your advantage. which we are doing. So we are going to be
Yes, Commander.
using this giant rock. As they run up, with regardless of which direction they come, we'll move the other direction. So the nice thing is most of these assaults do not have jump jets. So they, they're not going to be able to do things that other ones can. So this guy got back up. The counter for him is at 1. So again, we are trying to actively salvage them. So I'm showing you the incapacitate route. He is... What's he doing? Where's he going? Alright, Shadowcoast, you are in decent spot.
Damage minimal.
Do you have the high ground, which we're lucky they didn't come directly behind us. Alright.
Yep.
So Arclight.
I'm on it.
So we have injury counter 1 on the Gladiator, which I believe is 5 injuries. Now the question is... do not want to expose myself more so than I need to. And quite frankly, I think I'm just gonna brace.
Coolant system.
And what we're gonna do is sensor lock.
I've got a
Ah, he's guarded, but whatever.
orders. All weapons, go.
So we would build a lot more damage, but since he braced, he takes less stability damage. I did sensor lock him though. I thought we... Shoot, I screwed up. So again, you have to use the terrain to your advantage. These heavy mechs, they're slow, they're cumbersome. When you pick good terrain, so he's on rough terrain,
What do you need?
which is fantastic, but it's getting confusing to like figure out who's who.
This.
I'm not sure why your sensor lock kind of went away.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Yeah, we have plenty of ammo for now. Alright, so his counter is 1, so he's an elite sharpshooter. So we're going to remember him by the Mechwarriors. We have an outrider, a sharpshooter, a gladiator, something else. What we're going to do here is reserve and see. He's back up.
I've been sensor locked.
Now they are sensor locking us, which is well within their right to do. Trying to pick a vantage point that will let me see one, but prevent others from seeing me. Now this is a very risky proposition,
Engaging jump jets.
which I might regret. So I am going to vigilance. Now we're fighting a lot of enemies here, So if we blow up one or two, I'm fine with it since we're so underleveled. Like we're really here to salvage one assault. That's the objective that we're trying to show. But this is kind of an intense, at least I view as an intense battle. Why is he blinking? Forest, rough terrain. They're all in rough terrain. Outrider, gladiator, sharpshooter. So let's go for the sharpshooter. Sharpshooter should have less. Hit points or injuries. Be able to incur fewer injuries, and thus should be easier to take out. A compelling confederation is not going to be happy with us taking out a. Nice if we can like mark them. Alright, we are starting to. We're low on ammunition, so as soon as we destroy or incapacitate one of these guys, we're gonna focus on taking him off the board. Since I'm not convinced, like we're not in the best spot ever.
Engaging jump jets.
Now again, Shadowcoast. Yeah, he's just gonna brace. He's our spotter. We're reserving. So he's gonna stand back up. Now one of the interesting things that happened is they tried to run right towards us. And we've got him trapped.
Sensor lock
Oh
detected.
boy. We've got him trapped in this rough terrain area. Although, is that the sharpshooter? That is a sharpshooter. And he is no longer in rough terrain. That's okay.
Here we go.
We've knocked him down, I think, twice. We're looking to knock him down. Three or four times. We're gonna try to. Oof. Oh. So I thought we created enough evasion there, but we did not. It's intense, guys. 180-ton tank and 4 assaults versus our 4 heavies. And we are in pure farming mode. We are not spec to do damage at all. Maybe we'll whack one. Alright, Shadowcoast's armor is getting to take a beating, so we're gonna have to swap them out for our Thunderbolt, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to swing them around and bring a few of them further away.
What do you need?
And we'll see if we can get around behind one of them. Now we are starting to be a little more conservative with our ammo.
Nice. Got past the armor.
So I think that's 3, so we should take one more if I'm not mistaken.
Orders.
We are just raining down hell. Forest, I thought one of them was on unstable. We'll go for the other Highlander. I'm gonna focus the head hit pilot injury. I like that. Trying to cause as many injuries as possible. Now, Glitch, my friend, is going to replace Shadowcoast as our scout. So this is a legitimate strategy, guys. If you're up against higher enemy mechs, you just have to make sure the terrain's conducive. If it's a flat area, there's no way you can do this. I mean, there might be. I don't think I could do it. I'd have a lot of trouble, and quite frankly, not very confident I'd be very successful. But this is a strategy. You have a bunch of LRMs. You have kind of your scout mech. Who can he hit? Let's cause another injury. Now, when you blow off the torso, if we can do that here, you caught a pilot incapacitated. So that's 1 down, 3 to go. When you blow off a torso, that's a pilot injury, right there. So, and when they get knocked down, that's pilot injury. So you can do 2 pilot injuries by blowing off each torso. Then you could blow off a leg for a 3rd pilot injury, and then you can just ability damage them down two times for 5 injuries, and that normally should take care of the majority of them. Some of them are higher guts, so they're going to have +2, +3. I think the max is +3 injuries. And then if they have a cockpit mod, it could be plus another 2 injuries, depending. Wow, they do not like Shadowcoast.
Armor breached. Internal damage.
So, yeah, Glitch. We're bringing Glitch in because Shadowcoast's armor has been eroded.
Yeah?
And again, where's that other sharpshooter? We are trying to salvage that one too. Incapacitate him. So again, you know, you can take on higher level missions and still do it. Just make sure you bring the right tools. And for this one, I was really trying to show you how to salvage assaults. But it's also a good example on how to complete higher tiered missions when you have lower tonnage mechs. Pilot incapacitated, so 2 down, 2 to go. We've taken some damage, but nothing major. Again, we're doing this live, so I don't have anything to hide. We are going to Vigilance Shadowcoast, and I should have just let him cool off and brace, because that's what I'm gonna do. Now Glitch, on the other hand, we still want to create some evasion.
Taking the high road.
And on that vigilance for Shadowcoast, that was a mistake, guys. I should have waited and thought about it. Now 150, we do 50, 95, 20, 40. Oh, we don't. He's guarded, so we can't. It's double that. If you can blow off a torso from behind, that's always a good thing. Oh, you could see Shadowcoast. I thought he was hiding. Alright. It's quite the battle. I think this should be... I'm calling this a historic battle. Took on a 5-skull mission. Granted, the battle was just killing an 80-ton tanker, the first one, which was nothing. But the same principles apply. Like, I personally think that we've done extremely well. We've successfully incapacitated 2 Highlanders, so that's 6 pieces of Highlander salvage. Not that we need all that, but we could get it. Knocked down. I'll be honest, I think we're on 2, maybe 3. I lost count. Now this is interesting because
Engaging jump jets.
we are moving Shadowcoast here, and I'll show you. Just want to show you something. We're gonna let him get back up. I guess. I mean, we have more salvage than we can. He got in range. Ow. I feel like that evasion is worthless. It's not. Always work on evasion, guys. Always move. I just feel like they've been hitting Shadowcoast even though I'm generating a lot of evasion chevrons. That's what he gets when he's not braced. I just want to show you something about Assault Mechs too, where how you can beat them. Ooh, that's not good. I thought, oof, 2 injuries to Shadowcoast. Not great, not great.
What do you need?
I need you to knock this guy over again. So we're using terrain. With Shadowcoast I could do a little better. Head hit pilot injury, so I think that's 3. That should be 4 or 5 injuries. So I think we need 1 more on him. And the Highlander, I wanted to show you guys something. Although he's not really letting me do that.
Engaging jump jets.
So we're coming to cover. We are gonna brace.
Yes, Commander.
We are gonna focus. We're gonna try to blow off that torso, which is gonna be hard to do.
What can I do for you?
I think Glitch might be able to though. Come on.
Ready?
Alright. Gonna take some of this other stuff off, don't worry. And 4, so we just need something to hit. Alright, so that should be a 5th pilot injury. Oh, shit. He's still alive. Thought we could take him out with that. What does he have? Let's take a closer look at him. Oof, that hurt. Although I think he missed.
Hear me?
He missed. Good. Oh gosh, no. Holy crap, guys! He DFA'd us! Did not expect that. Shadowcoast down. Shadowcoast down. Now, one of the reasons I use Shadowcoast as our scout is because your main character can't die. Although after the primary campaign, I'm not sure.
Here.
I'm not sure. That one hurt, guys. Now the good news is we have a gazillion Black Knights, gazillion medium and large laser enhancements, which is nice. But damn, I did not expect him to DFA us. That is intense. Okay. Well,
Mechwarriors,
we blew up the center torso because we just
Commander.
did so much damage. Wow.
Moving to position.
I didn't think he was close enough, and I did not think he had jump jets. But it is a Highlander. Look at that, guys. He blew up Shadowcoast. That was not nice at all.
Here we go.
The flanker.
Standing by.
Well,
Acknowledge.
Highlanders do have jump jets. They're one of the few assaults, if only assaults that have it. So just be aware of that, and do not let your guys
Right, Commander.
get in range of it.
Got it.
But we did roll in light.
Reporting.
I think we've done pretty well. Again, we were salvaging assaults. That was... I'm glad I sent Shadowcoast down there and not Glitch or someone. Because
Aye, aye.
that would have definitely sucked.
Waiting for orders.
Now again, Glitch.
Time
Okay,
to
we can move her. We do have visual.
firing on target.
He did brace, so he's taking less
Await the
stability damage, trying to tank it. Good news for us is we have the high ground, and he can keep bracing, but we're still causing damage to his armor. So he only got him to unsteady. Now the question is, does he brace again? Not sure. Okay, he did not brace. Good. We're fine with that.
Armor's holding. Aye, aye. Attacking from position.
Unsteady again.
All weapons, go.
Alright, this guy I have not been counting knockdowns on. I think that's 2. Maybe 1.
Affirmative.
We're moving. Since he can still attack us, we are going to vigilance. And we're going for this right shoulder, which is a little... Ooh, shoot. Meant to put on the large laser. Clicked too soon. We'll see if... Can anyone else go? I don't think so. I think he's about to stand up. Yeah. Now we can just blow off both legs. I'm just reiterating, showing you, or trying to show you how to incapacitate someone. Although BattleTech is a very unforgiving game, so now that I think about it,
Your damage, Commander.
we are going to
Waiting for orders.
and we will do that. So that's another pilot injury, because we blew up the torso. Cause stability damage.
I'm here.
We are now causing more stability damage. We might accidentally blow off his legs. If we didn't want to, we would precision strike. I guess we can do that.
Firing a full salvo.
We want to blow off his other torso for another. There we go. Pilot injury.
Solid connection, that one.
Knockdown. So that's another pilot injury. Incapacitated. We lost Shadowcoast, although I think he's just injured. We did lose a Black Knight.
Mission.
But we did it, guys. We came in with 4 heavies versus 180-ton tank, which doesn't count, and 4 assaults. So that is how you take down an enemy assault lance. Let's take a quick look at the loot. Salvage options. Now, this is going to hurt because we lost a ton of triple plus weapons, which is never good. And he's only injured 55 days. But if that was someone else, they would have been killed. So keep that in mind. Use your own character to farm, in my opinion. So we're going to finish a Banshee. We're going to finish a Highlander. Let's see if they have some. They have double plus. Oh, PPC plus stability damage. That's nice. Heat sink. Targeting lasers. DFA damage. That's why that guy DFA'd me. He had reduction to self damage. Minus 30% stability damage taken for gyro. Plus 2. Kinda like that. Although, yeah, there's no plus large lasers. There you have it, folks. Thank you for watching. That is how you fight an assault lance when you are underleveled or undergeared. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you did. That is also how you salvage enemy mechs, by incapacitation. We did it for 3 of the 4. The 4th one we accidentally blew up his center torso. The only thing we could have done different there, and we should have done different there, is precision struck a piece of him that had more armor. So maybe I think it was his right arm, could have gone a little differently. 54 days for Shadowcoast, which is a long time, but considering he got death from above by an assault mech, and he was only in a heavy mech, that's not that bad. Now, replace, repair. If you guys want to see what I'm doing, that's fantastic. We lost both large lasers. That is unfortunate. We do have medium laser. I don't think that other one worked. Large laser. And what am I missing? Small laser. Yeah, that makes sense. Two jump jets. Alright. The rest heat sinks. That one definitely hurt, guys. That's for sure. Only 8 days, but 300,000. Again, we can incur it. We're past endgame. Thank you all for watching. There you have it. Since I have a bunch of these, I'm throwing them in storage. But hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you saw some practical ways of doing it, even if you are under-leveled. And hopefully that answered the question that even though had been overgeared for a lot of this, we are still capable of running a 5-skull mission with only heavies. Completely doable. You just have to use the terrain to your advantage. And quite frankly, if that terrain was flat and that 4-man assault lance came in, I'd recommend you retreat. It's not worth the damage. It's not worth the injuries. It's not worth any amount of C-bills or salvage. You should get out of there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and catch you in the next one.